Hi everybody. So I'm going to solve this guy by completing the square. It's going to be harder because my leading coefficient is not a 1. Now if you're taking college algebra or something more advanced math-wise, then you're going to need to know this stuff because I think it's going to come back and haunt you a little bit. So this is good information to know. If you're just going to be taking quantitative literacy or maybe statistics after this intermediate algebra course, then you're probably better off doing this using the quadratic formula, just so you know. Alright, because my leading coefficient needs to be a 1, so I'm going to divide by 5 to all 4 terms. That's going to be my problem right there. I'm going to have a fraction that I have to contend with. So we're going to be looking at x squared minus 2x plus 2/5 equals 0. I'll pull that 2/5 over to the other side, so x squared minus 2x equals negative 2/5. Here comes the completing the square step. I'm going to take half of the term of the coefficient next to the x term there. That's not getting squared. So half of the negative 2 squared. Half of negative 2 is negative 1. I square negative 1, I get 1. So I'm going to add that 1 to both sides of the equation. So x squared minus 2x plus the 1 equals negative 2x, negative 2/5 plus the 1. My left-hand side is a perfect squared trinomial. It's going to be x minus 1 quantity squared. My right-hand side, I'm going to write as negative 2/5, and I'm going to change this one so that it's 5 over 5. So I can add the numerators, right? Because I have like denominators. So left-hand side is x minus 1 quantity squared. On the right-hand side, it's negative 2 plus 5 is 3. So 3/5 on the right. Now I'm going to square root both sides. So the left-hand side is just x minus 1, but the right-hand side, it's the square root of 3 over the square root of 5. Right? So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm going to multiply. I'm going to have to rationalize the denominator, not conjugate, rationalize the denominator. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of 5. So now we have x minus 1 equals plus or minus the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 is the square root of 15. The square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is just 5. Now we'll add the 1 to both sides. So x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 15 over 5. You can write your answer like that, but it looks really weird. I'm going to actually make this one term instead of 2 terms. So I'm going to rewrite 1 as 5 over 5 plus or minus the square root of 15 over 5. There. Now, since I have a common denominator, I can write this as one fraction. So 5 plus or minus the square root of 15 all over 5. And that is how to solve this guy using completing the square where the leading coefficient is not a 1. Now, in a minute, I'll make another video where I'm actually going to derive the quadratic formula using this very approach right here.